Of old. Here's Carlisle Hospital, and it was here that I had my surgery, and it was Grandpa's worst nightmare. It worked out real fine though, thanks to Dr. Brian. So Megan, taking Megan Peterson over to the law school here 25 years ago, and then some. In fact, I started Megan in 1973. Stayed until 1976. This was home. This the administration building. Megan, this is the Levinson curtilage, which wasn't so named. This was named after a guy that Mom was very close to, Jake Levinson. And Jake Levinson wrote a very nice letter to get Mother into law school. And this gives a class act. This is the curtilage where I stayed for 3 years. And I'll show you my rooms. One of them was in this area here, now known as the, it's got a special agriculture and law research center. It wasn't there back then. There's a little plaque for Jake. This is where they would have special events on Fridays, Megan. Usually known as a kegger in the curtilage. Keg in the curtilage. Mm-hmm. Over there. And right here, we are now in the curtilage, and here's the lounge.
This is where they have the keg every Friday.
The keg is outside. However, the TV's here, when in the old days it used to be over here. And a guy named Waldo, who was a senior when I was a first-year student. First-year students, by the way, were known as middlers. And he would come in and make sure at 12 o'clock The Young and the Restless was always on. So your mother, you can imagine how happy she would be. We actually had people who put out newsletters on The Young and the Restless, Megan. That's how big. It was just when it got started. And it was a little more racy than any other TV program. But nobody would schedule classes, and this place would be packed at lunchtime. I'll show you my room upstairs.
Wait, is it men on the bottom floor?
No, it could be men and women, but this was single rooms. And right here, right there. Down here we're going to various halls. This curtilage, mostly singles here. It observes the bathroom. And next to the bathroom was in the corner room. It was yours truly. What story do you know, Megan? Yeah, here's the parking lot, which is the extension, and I'm not sure whether Mother stayed or not. We'll have to ask her. This is the row houses where the dorms are for the students now. College and the law school have grown a little bit. Libraries expanded. Professors have changed. And we just had a good opportunity to speak with Diane Nichols, who is the assistant director of admissions, also a college or a law school graduate with me. Now standing outside the Indian Field, which field was built by and for the Indian athletes of the Carlisle Indian School, 1879 to 1918. On this field, such greats as Jim Thorpe, Frank Mount St. Pleasant, Louis Tawanama, Isaac Seneca, Jim Johnson, Frank Hudson, Chief Bender, and others gained athletic fame. And here, one of the great athletes of modern time, Megan Peterson, overlooking this field. Here's the field on which those great athletes played. as we are located on now the campus of the U.S. Army War College in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And I are dining in Carlisle. The place de resistance. Yes, crab cakes. Via Mrs. Stamps. Oh, deja vu all over again. Wish you were here. Carlisle Indian School is pretty much burned down over time. However, the gym, which Jim Thorpe trained in, is right over there. Now known as Thorpe Gym. Here's the older plaque named for James Thorpe. His Indian name was Bright Path, Sac Fox Indian, whose athletic achievements brought fame to himself and Carlisle Indian School, which he attended 1904 through 1909 and 1911 through 1913. Thorpe won both the decathlon and pentathlon in the 1912 Olympics. Named the greatest athlete of the half-century 1950 by Associated Press. Died March 28, 1953. The gymnasium was built in 1887 by students of the Carlisle Indian School, enlarged in 1895, and named Thorpe Hall in 1954. Finally renovated in 1976. Right here in Boalsburg, Pennsylvania. Among the memorials is one to Wallace Fetzer, who was in the 109th through 110th Infantry, killed in action July 28, 1918, which happened to be the identical day that Otto Peterson was gassed in nearby Cormont, France, which is just in the same area. Though hard to read, here's another memorial for James Zundel, who was a captain in the 110th Infantry wounded in Cormont. July 30th, 1918.